Hello, welcome back to another You Ask, I Answer. I got these questions in various different ways over the past few years, but I was trying to frame it in one way, okay, that address all the issues. Nick, how should I time my sales to minimize tax? I don't want to pay a lot of taxes. When should I sell my books? How should I consider tax as part of the reason? Okay, so here's my answer. Hopefully, it will address the questions and make sense for people. I spent about 5 years of my life, professional life, in asset management, portfolio management, dealing with clients, high net worth clients. And one of the things that I heard often from my peers and colleagues and people on TV, CNBC, Fox Business, and even today, I heard this often. I heard advice given to clients from professionals on you should take into consideration tax. You should consideration the tax impact on when you sell something because it might be the wrong time to sell something. While it is not completely false or a wrong kind of advice, it is often not the best advice. Okay, and hear me out on this. Regardless if it is a house, a comic book, a stock, your decision to sell any one of those should be solely on, is it the best price you can get? What is the future for that asset? Is there more room for that asset to grow? Or this is somewhere near the top and no one can time the top, so you are content to sell it here and move on to something else. Those are the decisions that should be made. You should be content to have to pay taxes on your gain. Okay? Nobody like, okay, let me make it very clear. Nobody like to pay taxes, but what is the flip side of that? No gain, no income, paying no taxes. You want to be in that shoes? At the end of the day, when I sell something, I am okay always with capital gains. That's not part of my calculation. Okay, I don't sit there and say, oh, I bought a stock, I bought Apple for $50. Now it's $200. I don't want to sell it because I don't want to pay tax on that. That's the least of my concern. It should not be any of your concern either. Okay, unless if you want to go deep into the weeds, the only time that it matters is A, if selling something, incurring gains on something, push you into a higher tax bracket. And next year, your income will be less, so that pushing that sales into next year will not push you into the higher tax bracket. But if your income is going to be in the same level, what is the point of pushing that sales until next year? You see why that advice about not selling something this year and wait till next year start to crumble into the reasoning? How about this? How about this another reasoning? Very often, for those that participate in trading stocks, especially stocks, you can buy a stock last year, or hypothetically speaking, okay, in 2020, you can buy a stock at the bottom of the market for $10. By Christmas, it could have tripled from 10 to 30. You can sell it in December or before December and incur $20 of gains, okay, because $10. You can sell it for 30. you get $20 of gain. Let's say you're in a 30% tax bracket for simple example. Okay, so you pay $6 in tax. Okay, so you get $14 in gain on a $10 investment. What if you listen to that faulty advice of don't sell in December to incur any taxes, wait until January? What happened in January when the stock dropped from 30 to 15? So now your gain is only $5. Is your broker gonna, or your financial advisor is gonna apologize to you for giving you a horrible advice that cost you double digit in profit? You see that? It's mind numbing to hear that kind of advice banter around for decades with people that just cannot even see beyond the picture of what it is. Okay, it is faulty at best, completely stupid most of the time, because as always, if you are paying taxes, that means that you are making money, you're making gains. Worrying about paying taxes should be the least of your concern. Your biggest concern on any investment, any, is getting the gain. That should be your concern, not about how much tax you're gonna pay later. The richest can worry about that, okay? And I'm gonna assume that a lot of people that watch this video are not the multi-millionaire, okay? Take the gain. Take the freaking gain whenever you can get it. Most market can crash any moment, okay? And often a lot of people hold on to something a little bit too long, okay? That's just human nature. So this happens more often than not, that people hold on to something and then they waited, and then whatever it is that they held on to crash and they miss out on selling, okay? Now, there are plenty of scenario where you sold something. Many people in this hobby, in comic book collecting, know many things that you sold back in 2018, 2019, and even 2020 went much higher. You left a lot of potential gains on the table. That can happen too, okay? But that had nothing to do with, oh, I sold too soon because I was not concerning about tax. There is not one person that sold too soon, too early, that said, gee, maybe I should have taken into account the tax implication and push my sales until next year, the following year. Maybe I would get a better price. That's not. Anyone that even claim that's the reason is full of it, okay? That's not it. Hopefully the video makes sense, okay? Sell when you can. Sell when you want to. For most of us, take any gains, taking any incomes should not be a concern. You know my situation. I'm mostly retired. My income from my investment and savings is nowhere near enough that I cannot get any stimulus checks in the past year and a half. Okay, I receive all the government stimulus checks because our income in this household is low. We take all the gains we can get. We're not worrying about taxes. We take it. Hopefully this advice makes sense. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.